Alright, Dark. What's good? What's good, man? Yeah, we back. We are back. Okay. Get back to it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. First game on, and we have Alabasta Knight. Just, just a great start. So she believed it now. Yep, you wasted that. You never double. Bro, I got a hold. You could see it. You could see it. Wait, he didn't get a hit at all? What the heck was that? great start. Just a great start. At least you tried. Peak? I guess so. Oh, God. Yeah, so apparently, Dark, whatever happened with YouTube and the names on YouTube, apparently they got hacked or something. And it, like, screwed up something. So we just need to see how long it's going to take for them to fix this. Mm-hmm. Come on, you can kill him. Nice, nice. Alright. Going back up. Going back up. Okay, you know what? Bro, if y'all don't kick... Yo, y'all need to get another flag. Hello? I don't. I don't know what else. Like, at that point, just give the flag to them. Just give the flag to them. Go to a different flag. Yo, yo, Candido, what's good? That whole time, they were fighting an S snake. Like, two or three people were fighting an S snake that whole time. Meanwhile, I'm like doing a loop de loop, protecting the only two flags we have. Oh, something to react to. All right. So far the games have been horrible, but the thing is, I haven't played bad, so that's a good thing so far. Oh god. I really want Saturn. I really do. Wait, is this my exact same team? Oh goodness. Okay. So Candido, what are you up to today? Playing 2K with the boys? Hey, nice. Ah, man. You know, why did I even press a button? Like, truthfully. You playing 2K all day or just to an extent? Okay, well, they did better this time. That's for sure. For a bit, then I'll hop on Rivals. I bet. I feel that. Check those links. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at these links real quick.
So that way you don't miss a single video. We discuss all things Dragon Ball here, movies, anime, manga, and even some video games. We've been here for 10 years and many more to come. I thank you for your continued support. Let's get to the video. So I hope you're having a good day today, and if you're not, I'll try to make it better because things are actually happening. Things are actually moving in the world of Dragon Ball. Okay, so before I go any further with this video, there's a pretty huge news update about not one, but two upcoming Dragon Ball projects set to be announced early next year. Before I go into this detail, I want to tell you there's a lot of clickbait out there. There's a lot of BS. There's a lot of fake. I've seen it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I've even seen some of the like CBR and those websites start to comment about this. Please watch this video all the way to the end. Listen carefully because I don't want you to get misled. And by the end of the video, you're going to have all the information about what's going on because this is potentially, some of the biggest news we've gotten since the announcement of Daima. But I'll get to that here in just a minute. Again, make sure you leave a like if you're new stopping by here. This is the place to be for accurate Dragon Ball news and information, and we do have news. So first and foremost, I want to comment on something that was a non-story until today. The Dragon Ball Super online Twitter account that was DBS 2015. It's the one that they started back in 2015 has now changed to DB Anime Info. Now, originally, that doesn't really mean anything, right? It didn't really mean much. But they recently now, as you can see on your screen, and I'll blow this up to make it so you can see it clearer here. January 25th, 2026. Okay, let me explain what's going on here. So on the right there is the 40th anniversary logo. This is of course because 2026 is the 40th anniversary of the Dragon Ball anime. The manga started in 1984, the anime was 86. And there's going to be an event coming up called the Genki Damatsuri coming up January 25th. They have put up this logo celebrating the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball anime. And as you can see there, besides Great Ape, all of Goku's forms are pictured there. You see everything from the Daima GT. Well, it doesn't have the GT Like the Daima Super Saiyan 4 is there. It does not have the GT Super Saiyan 4, so that's interesting. That's an interesting choice. But you've got the God forms and UI and everything there. Now, I'm already seeing people talking about, oh, it's Super coming back, or it's Daima Season 2. And let's talk about what's actually being said here so that you know. So this has been auto-translated from Grok, but it is accurate. There's going to be a major event January 26, 25, 2026. This is going to feature Nozawa and Akio Yoku. And you should know, if you've been following this channel or following Dragon Ball News, that Akio Yoku and Nozawa flying in from Japan usually means something. Now, in the past, we've been burnt a lot. We've seen it to where he just shows, hey, this is some cool behind the scenes Daima stuff, or hey, this is some Toriyama art. That's not what this is, because all of that stuff has already been revealed in the Dragon Ball Daima Blu-ray pamphlet book, which I've done videos about. I also want to tell you that if you are not caught up on the news, I will leave a series of videos at the end of this one for you to watch, and that's covering the fact that
Yo, boss dude, what's good, man? How you been? How you been? We're just looking at some links real quick,
Akio Yoku
and
Capsule
then
Corp
going
Tokyo
back to
is now working with Toei
some Bounty
Animation
Rush.
and working with Shueisha. This is now a confirmed fact. Their name, Capsule Corp Tokyo, Akio's company, their name is on Dragon Ball stuff. Like, on not just even like Daima, it's in the Daima booklets, in the video games. It's legit. So Akio now has control. And if you've been following the channel, you know that I've talked about Akio Iyoku. He was Toriyama's right-hand man before Toriyama passed away. He's the guy who's been pushing Toriyama forward. He wants to take control of the anime and the video games. And something is apparently coming. Now, what we know here, I'm going to tell you what we know and what we don't know. There's going to be a new game. Now, this is courtesy of DBS Hype. There's going to be a brand new Dragon Ball game announced. Brand new. This is, I'm not sure if it's a Daima game. It's probably not going to be like a Sparky.
Okay, a new Dragon Ball game announced. I won't lie. I don't know how I feel about that. You like Saturn? Well, I haven't gotten him yet, but I do want to summon for Saturn. Fighting against him, it's like a 50-50. He's kind of annoying. Like, he's not as broken as a lot of people thought, but I won't say he's like bad. Like, he's definitely killable, and he doesn't actually like break the game, which is surprising. Too soon? Well, Dark, it's going to be coming next year in January. But okay, one of them is a Dragon Ball game, so the other one... Wait, what's the other project? Plus, there's no way it would be like a Sparking 2. People need to stop coping. I don't know what's up with the Dragon Ball community.
Thing we just got Sparking like last year, and actually I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that they were updating fighters with Daima Super Saiyan 4. I was not expecting that, so that's certainly good news. Now, it says here that he also wrote that Hironobu Kageyama, the man who sings the Dragon Ball music from Dragon Ball Z, he's done all the movie songs and all the big Dragon Ball Z songs. He will be there performing, which he was at, a couple years ago at the one of the old New York Comic Con panels. I covered that live when it happened. And then 2 new major projects. Now, I need to explain what this is, okay? I need to tell you exactly what's going on here. The new Dragon Ball game is not one of the 2 new projects. That's separate. So whatever this new Dragon Ball game is separate from these two projects. Now, could the projects be the return of the Dragon Ball Super manga? Well, a lot of people want that because we've still got storylines like, Black Frieza and the Heaters are out there. We've still got unresolved issues from Dragon Ball Super that need to get resolved, and also, all the stuff that we found out in Daima. Like, how's that going to go? How's that going to connect? I've already seen clickbait articles say that, oh, it's the return of Super or it's Daima season. Actually haven't seen a lot of Daima season 2 stuff, but it says a new project. Now, the third thing I want to throw at you is the possibility of a Dragon Ball reboot. I think a lot of us were thinking it would be for the 50th anniversary. What I mean by Dragon Ball reboot is an anime where they're adapting the original manga from the start without any filler. So it would be like an adaptation right from the pages of Toriyama with the modern Toei animators. That's something that's been talked about as well. So I'm going to tell you right now, there is a rumor about a new movie. I've covered that in a video in the past. Once Daima started, the rumors of that movie kind of died down because there was a big focus on getting Dragon Ball Daima finished. Toriyama's passing obviously slowed things down. So these two new projects, I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not get your hopes up. Be very, very cautious. Be cautiously optimistic. Yes, it's a big deal that Kageyama, Nozawa, and Iyoku are going to be doing this event. I actually misspoke earlier. It's not going to be in America. It's going to be in Japan. It's a Japan event. They have tickets. It's free admission, but you have to pre-register. So you can go see this event if you want to. January 25th, 9 o'clock a.m. Their time, which is going to be evening time for us. The Dragon Ball Genki Dama Festival. So this is in Japan. Of course, if we get a stream of it, I'll be covering it here on the channel, and I'll be telling you all the new announcements of what's to come. And I'm going to go more into this in a stream I'm doing next week. I'm coming back to streaming here on Geekdom 101, so I'll be streaming for you guys, and we'll be talking all about the new projects and what's going on. So,
okay, my 2 cents. One of them is definitely a movie. Because for sure, pushing out a new Dragon Ball movie is a good way to make money easily. Cause you can make over $1 million just from a Dragon Ball movie. Now the other one, so it's either they keep going with the anime, or they keep going with the manga. Honestly, it could be for both. It could be. But only time will tell. I'm definitely going to say, though, they're probably going to bring back the anime for sure. Because that's the number one thing people have been asking for. I know people have been asking for the manga, but the anime, But only time will tell. Now, the video game, it could be anything. And I'll be real. For people who care about Xenoverse 3, if it's not here, give up. I said it. If Xenoverse 3 is not shown here, you have to give up and accept that they're only focusing on Xenoverse 2. We just have to accept that. Because if it's going to show up anywhere, it should show up here. Am I right? Now, I believe there was a leak that said the release date was going to be around 2027. You announce the game 2026, the beginning of 2026. you have the rest of the year to finish developing it. And it could be any month in 2027. So, there you go. Sorry for the yawn. Okay, let me go back to gaming before we go into this next. Yeah, before we go into this next video, let me go back to gaming for a little. Oh, let me change the music. We might see another trailer for Chapter 3. I mean, heck, a trailer for a new chapter could be another. That could happen. I feel like we should see another trailer. Honestly, a good reason to stay hyped personally. It's always Alabaster Night, bro. Dang. Yo, what's up, Elijah? It is hard to get any of my old friends to play fighters. Oh, by the way, I don't know if y'all saw, but the devs of fighters said there's going to be another free balance patch for the game to balance out some things. Bro. Fitting song for the night stage. It is, isn't it? All right. Yo, Dank, how you doing? How's this dumpster fire been treating you? Well, it's been 50-50. So far, so good, and so far, so bad. Unfortunately, no in between. Ooh, I see all that. I'm gonna grab this first. Okay, good, good. I distracted them enough. But Dank, Elijah, how y'all doing? Also, boss dude, what have you been up to, man? It's been a minute. Been like that, either steamroll or get steamrolled. Bro, I hate that, bro. And I'm telling you, all they need to do is fix two characters. Nah, fix one character. Kizaru. Because the thing is, Luffy is going to be broken because they made Luffy like that. But Kizaru, fix his skill 1 so it doesn't hit every single flag. You fix him, the game is going to feel so much better. Oh my god. Breaking a game just to fix it later? Yeah, but I won't lie, Elijah. A lot of people. I haven't seen a lot of people do the PvP in fighters. I've seen people just do combos. Luffy, Kizaru, Kuzan all need. Yeah, yeah. They ain't. They are not nerfing Kuzan. Bro, Kuzan gets healed every skill use. That's crazy. Luffy actually makes 90%, well, 99% of Marine characters unplayable. Okay, this I can work with. But I've given up. By the time they get nerfed, there will be units that make them look like ass. Yeah. And you know what's crazy, Dank? Because Boss Dude brought it up when he just showed up. Saturn is balanced. Like, yeah, he has the annoying gimmick of staying alive longer, but he doesn't have anything that makes him 100% broken, you know? Feels like Bandai is missing the point. Oh, definitely. Because I feel like they're using the Xenoverse strategy. If everybody's broken, nobody's broken. But they don't realize that Dragon Ball fans are not Marvel vs. Capcom fans. Oh. Dodge. Wait, I'm getting out of here, actually. Look at my health. I didn't know that has a large hitbox. This is annoying. Now I have to deal with this. this is a loss. Yeah, that was a loss. My God, bro. Of course, I get randomly killed. I didn't know that was like a mid to long range hit. Okay, so I'm gonna need to get a character. Screw it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Garb was number one. Now he ain't even considered a flaw of the game's balancing. Yeah. We still waiting for Power Warriors 4 news. That's facts. Because they care too much about Dragon Ball games, bro. Bro, but every time I do that, Dank, they hit me and they make me knock back and I can't and I don't switch and I hate that, bro. You deal with them like I know. Oh my God, Kuzan. Lucci annoys me. Well, dang. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the hit. Yep. I got an account with Kizaru. Hey, do it, bro. Bro. I don't. Okay, I know I have won a couple times already. But God, bro. I need a runner who could just get a flag. Right now Lucci is not getting it. Damn. Boss dude, this is what I've been dealing with, bro. It's been horrendous. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about Pirate Warriors 4 yet. Bounty Fest characters either have to get stronger or EXs need to be weaker. Bounty Fest definitely, I think, should get stronger just because there's so many broken. Like, at this point, the high tiers, people that are in the highest league, all use EXs. You don't even see Bounty Fest. Unless you're using a Bounty Fest with like a broken mechanic or something. Start of the season usually sucks. And the thing is, I haven't even seen anybody complain about Saturn. People are complaining about the same two characters. Oh my God, bro. Oh. How? Huh? I was behind. Does that go through walls? What they need to do is make early ranks real. Real people? I don't think they're doing that, brother. Honestly, and in the nicest way possible, I don't think they care about this game like that. I'll be honest, I feel like currently trying to get to higher ranks, it sucks. What? None of the devs play their own game. Bro, I swear they do. They put them. The devs be playing against bots, bro. Why did no one else go for a flag? What? I know there weren't two people right next to me as I'm getting a flag. Nah, what's going on, bro? See, maybe this is just me. And tell me how y'all feel about this, but ever since they put crossplay in this game, I've been losing so many more matches. Like, I won't lie. I don't know if crossplay was really the right move. Well, got another summon. Hopefully I get him. They rather team fight. Also, Bleach Soul Resonance is getting picked up by Crunchyroll. Ooh. Why do they have multiple mobile games? Like, what do they need that for? You can't teach common sense. You got 3 on enemy team on you. No one at the other flags. It's like right now. At that point, go for a different flag. You see me on this one because the main goal of me going here is that I have 3 people now who are focused on me. So you guys can get the flag. But of course, you know, common sense. Bro, I just want Saturn, bro. I just want Saturn. Like, dang, look how much it takes. Alright? 60 SP tickets. 60 SP tickets to get Saturn. I only have 11. You know how many diamonds I need, money I have to put up. And for example, look at this. $23.99 for 11 tickets. Oh my god. That's basically putting half my paycheck just to get this character. Oh my god, bro. This is gonna suck trying to get him. And also, what is Crunchyroll gonna do with all these mobile games? If Bleach got picked up by Crunchyroll, I probably wouldn't play. Yeah, see. I was excited about Soul Resonance, but hearing it's with Crunchyroll, nah. All they do is ruin games, and they will be quick to shut down their servers in America? Yes. As the record goes, Crunchyroll has a bad habit of killing the games they're supposed to be advertising and supporting. Once it even gets a pinch, bad, they'll be like, oh no, it's doing horrible. Shut it down. It's literally as bad as Saudi Arabia owning EA. Cause God, I hate what's going on with the gaming community. Like overall gaming. Because one of the developers of Dead Space said why'd I do that? Yeah, one of the developers of Dead Space said that the gaming community Okay, what? Nah, what's going on? Did no one else get a flag? Bro. Oh my god, bro. This sucks. This sucks so much. Okay. What the? No, stay Kaido. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Dank. It's gonna take me a minute until I even think about summoning. Great. Now I gotta play Defender Garb. But I mean, it's all good, I guess. Oh my god. Well, looks like this is another loss. How's the game so far? I've been on a losing streak. And now we're stuck in spawn. Oh my god. Okay. I gotta try to lock in and get some flags. Well, scratch that. There's another loss. I don't I don't know what to do anymore, bro. What do I do? If I play another game, I'm just gonna lose, and knowing that, I don't want to play another. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Well, at this point, do something else. Be like that. I really quit the game for real because I don't even consistently do dailies, bro. It hurts doing dailies. It hurts doing dailies because it's like if people sell, if I'm doing good and the rest of the team doesn't do good, then it's like, what's the point? Oh god. Do what you enjoy. Not this. Not what I'm dealing with right now. Wait a minute. A minus. They're giving everybody a free teach. Well, when you try so hard and don't succeed, that's literally me right now. Cause it's like I don't have fully maxed out characters or anything. And I mean, the characters that I do have that are like 100%, they're not boost 3, boost 4, like, you know, like soul and everything. At this point, I should try to boost 3 Garp, at least. Or like boost 3 Kaido, maybe? In the end, it really does not matter. Teach is dog shit. Exactly, bro. Teach is so bad. Especially now. Like, where the game is right now, it's literally just EX the game. Win, bruh? Dark. I can't win. But I mean, if you just want to see me lose, because that's honestly, I feel like that's mainly half the people who ask me to play this game. I'll just lose. I'll just lose real quick, bro. Damn. What team do I? You know what? Screw it. I'm already gonna lose, so might as well just use my chill team. Random tangent. The new Pokemon game made Asmongold crash out, and reviews have been fairly negative. Asmongold? Why would he crash out? I bought an account to play with Teach. I used his abilities. He was ass in B League, let alone S League. See, he was good back then, but that's the only place he was good at. Now you gotta deal with Luffy's with 10 different abilities. randomly getting one-shotted by Kizaru. Nah, win. Dark. Oh my god. I can't say what I want to say. In the GARP plus. Oh yeah, bro. With GARP around. And I know, I play GARP. Oh, great. 2 Kizarus. There goes half my health. I can't even fill up the flag like I'm supposed to. Oh, he one-shot me. Oh, of course. How did I get a hit? I was behind his small ass. Okay, finally filled up a flag. Yay, I guess. Okay. How am I? Oh my god. I don't know. Going back to this team. Pokemon fans are just like Dragon Ball fans, if we're being honest. Yeah? What do you need help with? What's wrong? Oh my god. worst Pokemon game ever. I believe it. Okay. Oh my god. And also to talk about the Nintendo Pokemon nostalgia. Pokemon fans are like Dragon Ball fans. They talk with their wallets before they have a discussion. I pirate old Pokemon games. Hey, don't let Nintendo find out. They'll sue you. And unfortunately, I'm not joking. The last Nintendo product I had is my 3DS. Crazy. And the last Pokemon game I played was actually Pokemon Black. Pokemon Black and White 2. Oh my god. That hit me too. Black 2, White 2. Yeah. The heck did I get hit by? Oh no. Okay, y'all were too focused. Nice. I'll never forget when they introduced the Champion Stadium, where you fought all the champions in Elite Four. Bro, that was such a good time, too. Wow, just like that. Like 2, 3 matches. Okay, now that I'm in SS again, I'm good. I just hate the fact you can't turn off crossplay for Steam. I hate that. Won't lie. Half of the games I've had on crossplay have been horrendous. Black and White was the last one I personally enjoyed. I don't know about y'all, but that was the one I enjoyed the most. Wait, what do I need to do? Transfer. Use gold. Oh, gold traits. Right. Well, I could just. Can you even play those Pokemon games on the Switch 1 or 2 anyways? If you can, you probably have to go through a paywall. And it's crazy that I have to say that. No, but it was leaked. They were working on remakes for them. Nope, that's crazy. Nine times? I'm pissed they can't remake Black and White. I would love a remake for Black and White personally. But at the same time, I like the sprites. Maybe it's just me, but I've always been a fan of the sprites for the game. Okay. So now that I'm done with Bounty Rush, what y'all want to do now? Banter time? Banter time it is. I'm just here chilling. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, I think they should do a remake of Black and White for the 3DS. You know what? Just a remaster. Give me a remaster for both. I'd love that, personally. Man, this game painful. Oh, this.
Yeah. So we need to talk about James Gunn. We need to talk about Warner Brothers, and we need to talk about
All
Paramount
right.
and Skydance. Crazy times, guys. We've been kind of following for a while the purchasing rumors, the sell rumors for Warner Brothers Discovery. Zaslav has always wanted to sell this fucking company. We've sort of followed that over the past couple of years. But more recently, it's gotten a little serious with Paramount wanting the company and with Zaslav wanting to start a bidding war, a lot of different games being played. And one of the most recent reports was that there was an offer made and rejected by Warner Brothers. And there might be another offer being made. There was some reporting that maybe Ellison was out there buying stocks in the public market and was going to try to do a hostile takeover, although I don't think that's actually what it is. But like that kind of popped off as a little rumor. Apparently they're trying to gather together something like 80 billion or something, which seems like double what I think all of those assets are worth from what I've seen. I think it's valued at like 40 billion total or whatever. I've seen some reporting in financial magazines, even from this morning, where Ellison's talking about how even Zaslav has said that consolidation needs to happen. And really what you're seeing is Hollywood understanding that Hollywood itself might diminish so much as an industry that maybe combining studios together and creating like a tech company that leverages multiple Hollywood studios is maybe the only way for them to survive and fight against tech companies and companies like Amazon or Netflix going into the next stage of entertainment. So maybe Hollywood, in order to survive, has to join forces, has to actually consolidate, and Paramount and Warner Brothers becoming the same company is maybe a way that that happens, right? So, insanity. So many implications to that. Well, with all of this heating up, there's been a lot of questions about what will happen with James Gunn. And there's reporting coming out, and so far, the reporting is coming from what I would describe as like not the best sources. Okay, I would just describe this as not the best sources. Over on Cosmic Book News, you had Matt McGloin, who I think Matt actually does get some stuff right. I got to be honest with you, I think Matt does get some stuff right. But out here reporting that a very good source is saying that James Gunn will not be in charge of DCU if the sale goes through. It says here, in short, James Gunn will be out as head of DCU with the WBD sale. I'm told if David Ellison and Skydance Paramount buys Warner Brothers, that Mike DeLuca will be in charge of DC and do a completely new start. Okay, so that's the reporting that's out there. Okay, and again, that comes from what I would describe as not a great source. However, there were reports predating this one from Matt McGloin, and there was a lot of industry buzz about this as a possibility. Okay, I joked about this a little bit because the thing about Ellison is that they seem to be making a sort of branding position to position Paramount and Paramount Plus as somewhat of a conservative-friendly brand. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be like, that's just what it is. No if, and, or buts about it. That is absolutely.
DC, y'all can just never take a break. Like, it's every time we think the DCU or DC is finally going to do something, they drop the ball. I'm thanking the heavens that the absolute universe for DC is currently one of the best things that ever happened to it. And now, looking how they treat James Gunn, of all people. The one who gave us a Superman movie after literal years. Put Mr. Terrific on the screen. Made people like Lex Luthor as a villain. And now we're going back to another reset. We're resetting the whole movie industry for DC again. How many times do we need to reset it? Like James Gunn was gonna have his own universe. We were gonna get Supergirl next, right? Supergirl was the next movie, and then probably someone else, just to set up characters for the Justice League. Goodness, man. And then Warner Brothers is getting sold. Now, the worst thing is, if Paramount owns them, I don't have faith in Paramount. Like, truly, when was the last good thing you saw? What was the last good thing from Paramount that you saw them do? I don't remember, honestly. And I'm with you, Dank. I hate that reimagined type stuff. Just make a one-to-one good remaster of a game. Stop trying to add stuff. Unless you're like... Unless it's like Final Fantasy VII, right? Because with Final Fantasy VII, the devs did one-to-one, but also added small little things that help the story. Which, if it helps the story, I can understand. And if you're developers that a large amount of players and companies trust, I can understand that. But when you're Nintendo, I don't trust that at all. Because at the end of the day, you'll do whatever it takes until you get a bag. You will release a not finished Pokemon game. You will release some of the worst games to come out. But as long as it makes money, because you know Nintendo fans will spend all their money just to support Nintendo, they don't care. They never cared about their consumers. Superman was decent, but failed in their eyes. Peacemaker Season 2 underperformed. And you know what's crazy? I actually watched Peacemaker Season 2. I watched the ending. It's not that bad. But I understand why people are tripping. And it's crazy. Like, it's mainly racist people who don't agree with Peacemaker Season 2. It's crazy.
What they're doing, and you can look at you could look at the language being used when they break some of the news about their acquisitions. Look at the UFC deal. Look at the comments made by Ellison about not raising the price in middle America and flyover states and stuff like that. Look at the catalog they're building with all of these different actors like Stallone. Yeah, it's super obvious. Paramount wants to be known as a conservative, friendly, or maybe even a traditional American company. Now, of course, it's not like he's going to be fully on that side. It's not like he's going to turn CNN into a conservative company, because I think, by the way, I think they've actually tried that before. They tried to make CNN balanced, and then they tried to make it conservative, and it didn't work, right? So it's not like the company's only going to do conservative things, but in general, I think it's fair to say that you can analyze the behavior of these people. And it does seem like that's sort of an audience group that they're sort of cozying up to, okay? Now, I brought this up, too, when we were talking about all this sort of stuff, where the thing that's kind of wild is, they just did this big deal with UFC. Well, Zack Snyder is doing a massive movie with the UFC. So some big production that they're doing for the UFC. And I remember joking as this deal was being talked about a couple of weeks ago that like, yo, wait a minute. Paramount buys Warner Brothers. Paramount just bought the UFC. Paramount's making the UFC movie. Zack Snyder's making the UFC movie. Wait a minute. What if they just restore the Snyderverse? Okay. And that was just like a crazy, like trolly, like kind of funny thing to say. Well, all of a sudden, it seemed like this could actually be a possibility. Okay. So just this morning, Christian Harloff and John Roca, two people that have pretty good sources that are in the entertainment space, they're literally streaming right now as I'm making this segment. And from what I've heard from people that have come into chat, they're suggesting that there's some truth to this, that Gunn could actually be out at DC. And so, look, I'm looking forward to looking at what they said exactly, and we'll do a follow-up to this segment as more information comes out there. But, like, if you're honestly asking me, like, is there a chance that this actually happens, that Gunn does actually go away? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Now, here's why. Here's why this could be happening. The biggest reason that this could be happening is just a branding. It's just a branding conflict, really. Because, frankly, Gunn's Superman, I think, is branded as being Gunn's Superman. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. I think it frustrates a lot of people like myself. Some people don't think it's that big of a deal. But it was obvious that Warner Brothers decided to make Gunn one of the stars and the front-facing pieces to the marketing. That's why he was on everything. That's why he's saying, hi, it's James Gunn, and then he's on all the commercials, he's in all of the footage, he's coming out on stage with the actors and all that sort of stuff. And he was the Marvel guy, so it kind of makes sense. You could argue a lot of the actors that they got for the movie are not A-list actors, like Robert Downey Jr. and all that, right? So, yeah, it makes sense. But what that in turn resulted in is a DC that is very much associated with James Gunn. And I think that is just true, and that's fair. And it also means something. It doesn't mean that, like, anything could happen.
Yeah, so Dark, from what's going on, currently Paramount is trying to buy Warner Brothers, or DC mainly. If that happens, James Gunn is out of the DCU. Which means his movies are still going to come out, but after all is said and done, he's gone. And then we're just going to go from wherever DC is at that point. Another potential full-on DC reset, bro. The absolute universe is literally the only thing in DC that is thankfully staying consistent. Please. Look. I don't know if Paramount is the right people to buy Warner Brothers, but for sure, Warner Brothers is going to have to get bought. But who buys them, though? Wait, they might get canceled? Oh, no, it's over. It's over, bro.
It doesn't mean that you expect a whole bunch of, like, dark, awesome, like, it has a very specific connotation, a very specific feeling. And frankly, do you know what that is? It's Peacemaker. Deadass. That's what it is. The James Gunn DCU feels like Peacemaker. It feels like Suicide Squad. It feels like Guardians. And I think if I were Ellis and I were looking at how I wanted to use the DC characters, because this is big IP, brother. Like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, that's massive. That's huge IP. Maybe some of the biggest IP on the planet. I think if you look at what's going on right now with Warner Brothers and their handling of DC, which is frankly happening under the leadership of Gunn, It's all fucked up. I mean, I talked about it all the time, dude. Are you kidding me? Batman in 3 years, and it's not even your Batman. Superman into Supergirl? Into Clayface? Superman can't even make what Man of Steel made? Like, this isn't popping off. Dude, Creature Commandos can't shark. Like, this is not, like, let me just ask you this. Even if you're a big fan of DC, even if you're a big fan of the Superman movie, even if you're a big fan of James Gunn, I feel like you'd have to admit that DC is being underutilized. That this is not the ideal to pop the fuck off with the DC characters. Can we at least admit that? Can we at least admit that this is not going as good as it could be? I think that's totally fucking fair, dude. I think that's totally fucking fair, and I think it's obvious. So if I were a billionaire looking at an acquisition for IP, which, come on, man, they're not buying this because James Gunn's Superman just made $615 million in the global box office. That is so obviously not why they want to buy Warner Brothers, right? DC is way more valuable than what James Gunn has been able to get out of DC. So from that perspective, if I'm looking at how to leverage DC for my brand, I'm thinking fresh start. I'm thinking all the red tape that stopped it from popping off the way that it should have is all getting removed. I want one visionary with corporate considerations in control of this thing. And we're going to build it, plan it, cancel everything, and restart at a certain date and time. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? Like, frankly, that is honestly what I would do. But, you know, somehow that still does feel a little far-fetched, especially because if you think about it from Warner Brothers' perspective, all the focus and emphasis on Superman and, you know, the DCU overall, like, Zazie was doing all of this to try to bolster the price. Like, he's just trying to get that stock price to go.
If it's true, I don't know. I told you. Bro. Maybe DC, this is a sign saying DC should not have live action movies. This might be a sign, because, like, this is crazy. This is really crazy, thinking about it, bro.
Like, he's just trying to make that feel more appealing to some other corporations, right? So there was a lot of work done that was sort of done to try to prop this up. And Gunn played ball, you know, Gunn cut stuff and changed stuff. And, you know, I think it's as good of a partner as you could ask for from Zaslav's perspective, considering the circumstances. So, I don't know, man. It's just interesting how it's all gone down. I honestly would not be surprised. I mean, that feels like some cold ass corporate bullshit, man. I will say this though. There's going to be a huge backlash if this happens. There will be massive backlash, okay? I think probably the real thing to do, the best thing to do if this goes through is to let Gunn, I would say, this is what I would do. I would maybe say, let's hold off on that Man of Tomorrow going into production. Let's see how Supergirl does. If Supergirl bombs, it might be Jover. Like, I'm going to be honest. If Supergirl bombs, it might be Jover. Because especially from the perspective of the conservative billionaire guy, if Supergirl underperforms, that's going to just sort of justify for me a feeling that I have that DC should be more than like James Gunn's little group of misfit toys, you know? So yeah, that's where we stand here, guys. Frankly, a lot of reasons to believe that this rumor is bullshit. You know, I haven't really heard too much from very reliable people. It is kind of interesting that Harloff is talking about it. It is kind of interesting that that John's talking about it, and I'm, you know, more than willing to talk about it as well. I wonder if there will be more smoke here. I still have a hard time believing that it will happen. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to happen? I kind of don't think so. I think gun is here to stay. But when these kind of things happen, when mergers happen, when acquisitions happen, the probability of very crazy black swan events going on go up like astronomically. So like from a basically 0% chance to a 5% chance, that's almost like an unlimited percentage of increase in probability. It would be wild if Paramount went with Matt Reeves. Yeah, it would be wild, yeah. Supergirl is going to bomb. If the normies didn't go see Superman or weren't into it, how are they going to show up for the girl version? That's, I mean, like, dude, you're kind of being a dick about it, but that's my point. I've been trying to, like, that's just the succinct way to say it. If normies didn't see Superman or weren't into it, they're not going to show up for the girl version. I would say it's a derivative. It's like the same thing with Ballerina, which, by the way, it's so funny, right? When the Ballerina movie flopped, everybody was like, oh, but it's girl John Wick. Of course it was always going to do worse. Well, then what's the point in making girl John Wick, really? You know what I mean? Like, deadass. Like, what's the fucking point? What are you doing here? And is that the mentality for this too? Like, dude, of course, is that what Gunn's going to say when it bombs? Of course Supergirl was always going to make less than Superman. Then why'd you follow up Superman with Supergirl when you're trying to launch your fucking universe? You know? That's crazy to me. Harloff said he doesn't believe Gunn will be out, but they are covering it as a what if because you never know what actually happens. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense then, yeah.
That is concerning, though. That is concerning, because who knows what's going to happen? Because, bro, there's been so much happening in video games, movie industries, freaking Trump doing stupid shit. Like, it's been a never-ending cycle of this stuff. So, we can only hope and pray that, you know, some good things happen from it.
This is Marvel Rivals 2. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Now, if you are a PvE enjoyer in your hero shooters, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the fact that Marvel Rivals has added PvE to the game, and this is what it is. It's a zombie mode. Now, the details for this are it is team size 1 to 4 players. You can only select certain heroes though. They are Thor, Blade, Magic Jeff, and the Punisher. Also, there's going to be 2 bosses in this mode. You're going to see Namor and also Scarlet Witch, and it takes place on the Empire of Eternal Night Midtown map. That is the mode. Now, we've got some sort of additional details. You can sort of see Scarlet Witch there at the end. And there's some additional details that the developers have given us here about this. And it's basically a tie-in event for Marvel's Zombies, which is now streaming on, I believe, Disney Plus right now. This is really cool, right? Because it's PvE being added into Marvel Rivals. And we all know of another hero shooter that was meant to be this big PvE thing, but then it didn't actually work out. And now it's kind of gone back to its roots. And it's kind of funny because that game is adding back all of the stuff which it removed when it became Overwatch 2, like rank icons, for example, has been the latest thing that's been added back to the game on the hero select page. Like, what the hell? Anyway, yeah, so what we had is the devs basically talking about this, and they kind of tease some new skins that are coming, and they talk about the Marvel Zombies inspired PvE mode, which we're going to be able to play in Marvel Rivals. So you could sort of see there was a Jeff skin tease and some other bits and pieces there, which is pretty cool. And basically, you need to survive waves of enemies and take on the Maw and then take on the Queen of the Dead. And I don't think, I'm going to say this straight away, I don't think this is going to be some sort of ultra deep game mode. I think it's just going to be a fun little proof of concept game mode. I don't think it's going to be, you know, like I said, it's going to be fairly shallow, but it's going to be cool to experience this in the Marvel Rivals world, because I don't know about you guys, but I really do enjoy PvE in Blast. I think as time has gone on, I still enjoy, obviously, the PvP way more in these hero shooters, but I still like PvE, and if PvE can be done with some sort of fun, cool progression, then I've got to be honest, I'm all for that. So let's just take a look at this trailer again in glorious full screen. As I was talking all over the devs, and I believe the other guy was from Marvel Animation Studios. Anyway, yeah, you can see the team have selected 4 players, and you'll notice that, like, obviously Blade's got like 2,200 health here. There are special abilities that you do get through this mode, like Blade's obviously attacking tons of enemies in front of him there. You've got magic spinning around, doing all the usual magic stuff, massive sweeps of the sword. Thor, I believe, is always in his sort of empowered Thor mode in this zombie mode. Jeff can knock people out of the way, well, zombies out of the way, as he goes around, which is pretty cool. And then Punisher seems to be doing just like massive AoE damage with his shotgun. I don't know. But yeah, this is cool. Oh, his turret's out. That's the big takeaway there, right? He's literally got like a Torbjorn Punisher, I should say, turret out, absolutely blasting everyone. So here's the thing, right? This mode, I think, is going to be like there's going to be a lot of discussion about this because it is PvE going into a hero shooter, and we know the history of Overwatch with this, that PvE was going to be this big thing and it completely failed. There was all these promises made. The devs just completely didn't deliver. That development team is essentially gone, and they've got a completely new development team. But we're not talking about Overwatch in this video. We're talking about Rivals, and we're talking about the implications this could have for the game going forward. Now, Rivals, as it's got quite a few different ways of playing the game. It's still not, I don't think, on the level of Overwatch. Obviously, right now, Overwatch has got all of its Junker modes back in the game, where you can play all of those, which are, again, like Horde defense modes, which is, I guess, pretty similar to this. In fact, you could probably argue they are.
Yeah, it is just Mario. I mean, I said Mario. This is just Marvel Warriors 4. I'm cool with it though. I think it's a good change of pace than the consistent like PvP. I do think they do need to add, like, honestly, I think they should add a story mode. A story mode that's cinematic and you can play with friends, maybe. I don't know. Just something like that so you could see people enjoy that.
They are going to be quite a bit more fleshed out than what we're going to see here in Rivals. But this is Rivals' first attempt, so I guess that's their sort of defense, or at least a defense we can use there. The big question to me will be, how do they go forward here? Like, how do they develop this? Are they actually going to put in a fully, like, fleshed out PvE mode where you do have characters leveling up, where you do have character builds, where you've got objectives to work towards, maybe some type of character experience that's linked into that mode in terms of like level progression systems and things like that? The sky is sort of the limit for this. Now, I think Rivals is almost in like an ideal position for this because they have experimented with some pretty crazy game modes. I mean, remember there was the TFT inspired game mode, the Auto Chess Battler mode they had, which I thought was pretty mental. Like, some of the other modes were kind of a little bit more like not as extreme, I guess, like the Splatoon mode, which we got, I think we got that basically in season 1, didn't we? You know, where you painted the floor as Jeff. Pretty cool modes, like, but they're only like limited time little modes. The question will be, is this PvE mode going to be limited time, or is it going to be something they're going to build on? Now, this takes me into sort of my next sort of thoughts on this, of what happens if Rivals does start building out a PvE mode. Is this some way the game can sort of maybe capture a new audience, or maybe get players who might be getting a little bit tired of PvP but still want to play Rivals to stay in the game? And it's like an interesting thought, right? Because you've got all of this shit going on with this is it's almost stupid to even address this, but there's been discussion recently about Rivals losing 85% of its player base, and it's only sustaining 100,000 players max concurrent every day. I mean, it's like, come on. And that's just on Steam, remember. This game's available obviously on consoles as well. But one thing to remember with Steam DB numbers, when you're looking at them, they're showing you the players online right there and then they're showing you the peak of players of that day. It's not showing you the total players. It's still a very high number of players if you're maintaining around about 100,000 players at any given moment in a day, or like 80 to 100,000. A lot of games would kill for that. That is a massive player base. And again, remember, these numbers go up in terms of the active players, because the longer time goes on, obviously these are not all the same 100,000 people playing at any given moment, right? They're all different people. When there's a new update, you see a spike as old players come back to the game. Maybe new players come and check the game out. And this is why PvE, I think, is quite strong with hero shooters because it's a way of pulling people into the game that might not necessarily give a shit about PvP. And there's a lot of those people out there, right? Not a lot of people want to play in some sort of high stakes, stressful, you know, player versus player mode. I know Rivals has got its stupid arcadey modes and things like that, but it doesn't really have this fully.
Honestly, you should put them in the arcade mode. You should put them in the arcade mode. I think this would make people play the arcade mode more. Like, definitely put all of the previous event games in arcade mode. People would go crazy. Like, people like the TFT type of game, so it's okay to be optimistic.
Fledged PvP.
Also, what time
I'm
is
not
it?
saying that's what this is. I mean, I don't think this is anything like that. If anything, I think this is going to be a very shallow experience. It's going to be a sort of restricted, I reckon, duration on the map. It won't be the full map you're going through. You could already see in the video that there was slight edits that were made to the map. You can only select certain heroes as well, so not the entire roster is available. It's going to be a little sort of self-contained story. It's cool because it ties into a Marvel animation production as well, so you've got that sort of element to it, which is pretty cool. But we've seen them do that with movies. Think like the Red Hulk, for example. There was all of that stuff with the I think it was a spray, wasn't it? We thought we were going to get a Red Hulk skin, but we never did. We thought it was going to be spray. Well, we got spray and all that stuff. So they do tie-in. I guess Fantastic Four.
We should have got a Red Hulk skin. Or just make him a separate character with a unique moveset. That's all they need to do. Okay. So, I'm predicting that TFT Ultra Mode will come back Season 5 and stay like Season 4 brought back the other game modes. Sorry for the yawn. I'm with that. I am with that. So, I'm pretty sure you can obviously see it, but your boy is a little tired, so I am gonna get a little bit of rest. Sorry I'm cutting the stream, like, short, but I just need to get my rest in. So, with all that being said, thank you all. Hope you all have a good rest of your day or night, whatever time zone. If you need me, message me on Discord and all that. Bro, we need Infinity Hulk. Infinity Hulk needs to be a skin, bro. You know what? This is the outro. Peace out, y'all. Am I streaming later? When I get off work, yeah. I can do like a quick late night stream. I could do that. But see you later, Candido.